My best friend died a stranger to me. So I set off on a year-long quest in search of meaningful connection. In a world of electronic relationships, how willing will someone be to sit down with a complete stranger and answer 10 insightful questions? This project started as a blog, became a book, and now you're watching 52 people. Hi, I'm Jayson Krause, and this is the first episode of 52 People. Unlike the blog or the book, where I approached random strangers and asked them 10 questions under anonymity, the challenge here is how willing will a complete stranger be to open up in front of the lights and the camera? Today, you'll meet 19-year-old Brendan, a student at the University of Mount Royal who has no idea what he's about to experience. After this break, you'll find out what Brendan has to say. So I'm here with Brendan. Brendan, you've generously agreed to be interviewed. You don't completely know what to expect yet.
Not yet.
The premise of the interview is that 52 People was a social experiment that took over a year. I interviewed one person a week to ask them 10 insightful questions about themselves. The blog was turned into a book, and now we're here in the studio to interview someone live, and that's you.
Excellent.
You ready for it?
Yeah, I'm as ready as I'll ever be.
Awesome. Question one, absolutely no limitations. What would be the perfect dream job for you?
Perfect dream job. Well, I don't know. I've been thinking lately, and I don't think money's much of an object for what I want my perfect dream job to be, because so long as I can get by, I'd be happy just doing what I'm really passionate about. And it's part of the reasons why I chose my program, environmental science, because it's something I am rather passionate about, and I kind of want to make a difference. So, and the course material is very interesting, so I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm pretty excited.
When life is just perfect, when things are perfect and you're just experiencing something, what is it that fulfills you?
Well, what really makes me feel fulfilled is I really like to play guitar, especially with my friends, and there are some moments when I feel like, I guess the best way to describe it is harmony. When everyone's together on the same level, on like a subconscious level, it's really something special, and words can't really describe it. So those have been some of my happiest moments, not just playing in guitar, but I was also in school band, and I really like playing in school band too, and yeah, those have been some of my happiest moments now that I think about it, yeah.
What is your greatest fear?
Greatest fear? Well, never really thought about what my greatest fear would be. I'm really afraid of overall what my parents think about me. I mean, they've given me a really great life, and they're paying for my school. It would break my heart to know if I disappointed them in any way. I mean, they really love me, so it'd be probably pretty hard to do that, but still, it's something I am quite scared of, and that's why I'm really sticking through with school, because I want to make them happy.
What do you want more of in life?
Like I said earlier with my friends about music, I really want to go somewhere with that. Like, we have a jam club here at Mount Royal, and once already, and in another week, we're going to have an open mic at the Hub. So everyone gets up there and plays some songs, and, well, I should have said that for one of my happiest moments, because that was something really special, being on stage in front of a bunch of people and having them really appreciate what you're doing. Like, you just throw all egos aside, and you just don't really care. You just go with it and do the best you can.
Question 5, there are 2 parts to question 5. 5A, what is your greatest accomplishment?
You know what, I was really proud when I got my driver's license. That's probably something that happened recently that I'm really proud of, because I don't know, I struggled with it at first. My parents kind of forced me into a car to get my license and stuff, and I didn't feel like that was the best way to really get into it. And you know, once I actually got my license and I had my own vehicle, I realized all these opportunities that could have happened. It's something pretty minor, but like it was a really weird transition in life, and I felt like I really, you know, it's like one more milestone in everyone's life. You know, get your own vehicle, have that freedom. So it's probably my biggest accomplishment recently that I can think of.
Great. So on the flip side to question 5, part B, now what are you most ashamed of? So on the flip side to question 5, part B, now what are you most ashamed of?
Oh, geez. One time, it was right after I turned 18, I was pulled over for inebriated driving. And yeah, that didn't go over too well, to say the least. I got off fairly lucky, but looking back on it, it's a situation I never want to be in again. And especially talking to my parents to tell them I'm in that situation, it's not something you want to live twice.
I can imagine with one of your greatest fears being disappointing your parents, that must have been extremely difficult.
It was. I mean, in the back of my mind, I just tried to perk myself, telling me that, you know, they're going to forgive me for this, but it's still something that's really hard to go through. And yeah, like I said, I never want to be in that situation again.
When you see it, when you experience it, what is it that makes you sad?
More than anything, loss. My grandma's really sick right now, and it's hard to say when the cancer is going to win, you know what I mean? And yeah, even thinking about it now, it makes me really sad.
What is the hardest thing you've ever had to experience in your life?
Well, this is a tough one. Well, I guess this could be hardest just because it was the first time that ever happened, but I had this girl who, she really loved me, but I don't know, I just didn't feel the same about her, and it was hard, I guess, to just, I don't know, keep her thinking that it was on an equal level, you know? So I thought the best thing to do was to just end it. And yeah, looking back, I still think I could have handled that better.
Question 8. This is my favorite question. What is great about you?
What is great about me?
Question 8. This is my favorite question. What is great about you?
I like to think I'm really loyal to my friends. And I guess it's part of my zodiac sign, Scorpio. I think one of the traits is loyalty. So yeah, like lots of moments where I feel like my friends have to, you know, turn on each other for some stupid reason or that. I don't know. I try to keep it real and just not let stupid, unrealistic things get in the way of real friendship. So I've always tried to be really loyal to my friends, and because it's not something you want to lose.
You can explain this as a metaphor, you can tell me a story, anything to capture the essence of this question. But question 9 is, who are you?
I guess overall, I'm just a duality of all sorts of things. Because I don't know, I don't really think of myself in terms of like, what am I? Or I guess what composes me, like, is there such thing as a soul, or is everyone just, meat and electricity? I guess I can't get much more specific than I'm a duality of all sorts of things. It's not very helpful though. Can't really recognize someone with just that definition, but I guess it's the best I got.
Last question. We've talked about a lot of things. Maybe there's something that has jumped out and that you may want to share. Question 10 is, what question do you want me to ask you now?
What question do I want you to ask me now? I mean, I gotta say, I wasn't really expecting this when I came in for an interview. It's been a while since I've really thought about these things. You know what? Do you think I could ask you a question instead? Maybe spice things up. Yeah. What do you usually learn from people through all these interviews? Like, what generally strikes you or surprises you from learning these things about people with all these very deep questions?
The thing that strikes me the most, I guess there are two things. And when you talk about the duality of yourself, is that the two things that strike me the most are how similar people are with having their dreams, fears, wishes, struggles, and yet how different they are. Doesn't really give you a great answer, but just shocking at how people who you think are so different are very similar, and people who you may assume are very similar are quite different. And the complexity of people is one of, I guess, are a few of the big learnings that I've had. And another thing is, these are very simple questions that we make complex because we don't talk about them.
It's very true. And it's these sort of questions, they aren't the thing that people, I guess if you see someone on the street, these aren't the things that people broadcast. These are things you really have to get inside a person to know. Yeah. So I guess that also leads to why things are not surprising at all or very surprising, because with questions like these, you never know what to expect with people, right?
Great. Thank you very much for the interview.
No problem.
Great stuff. Thanks, Brendan. Brendan had no idea what he was getting himself into today. What I loved about what he said was how he explained himself as a duality of all things, the good and the bad, and how he talked about keeping it real with his friends, because in keeping it real, we talk about the good and the bad. And when we bring those things forward, we get real with the people closest to us, and we can stop living with strangers. Until next time, I'm Jayson Krause. Thanks for watching 52 People.